It's kind of going to start from the
live.
beginning. Okay. Oh. It's going to start from like the beginning of your guys' career and then go into like what you do now.
Okay.
But we're live?
Yeah, we're going to do a little drop real quick.
Okay.
That's Heather. That's Jen.
Hi.
Josh.
What up?
We're live on YouTube. Double threat interview.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let me just put a little link here. You guys
Should have got more drunk.
I think we have some twisted teas back there.
I have my happy mom that tastes like cough syrup. It's fine.
So why don't we start like this? Why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're at, where your location is.
It's like the worst part of a brand new job.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're like,
Yeah.
tell me something about yourself.
Don't forget to talk into the mic.
I forgot everything I know about myself.
Hold on.
So who are you guys?
I'm Heather.
I'm Jen.
Okay, where's your guys' where's your barbershop at?
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, I know, but tell it for the people that are watching.
We're located on the corner of Smoke Tree and McCulloch. We're at 2000 McCulloch Boulevard North, and we're above Lady Dice. So like the big brown, two-story brown building, we're upstairs.
you got to go around the back, same parking lot as Juicy's.
Juicy's.
Right in front of Juicy's, yeah.
Yeah, like right in front of Juicy's, glass doors upstairs.
How long have you guys been cutting hair for?
I've been cutting hair for 15 years.
How about you,
I'm
Heather?
like 12 years now.
12 years?
Yeah.
If you had to, what would you say from your first paid haircut to the haircut that you cut yesterday? What would you say if you had them both, just lined up there?
Oh my God,
what would
that
you say?
poor guy, my first haircut. I should have comped my first haircut.
Yeah.
I remember it to this day. It was a 2 on the back and sides, finger length on top. And when I look back at it, it looked like an ocean. It was so wavy on the top.
wavy.
Because I went too low with my fingers, and it was an ocean. That poor guy, he was a firefighter. His name was Dan. I remember all of it, and I would refund him.
Every week.
Sorry, buddy. My bad.
What about yours, Heather?
My first men's haircut was like in the field.
Oh,
Like they did
Where
not
were
give
you?
us men's haircuts in school.
oh, gotcha.
Mine
So-
was at Supercuts. Mine
So
was on the floor.
Mine was at Sport Clips. Like in 2014 was my first men's haircut. And I hid in the back from it at first. I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm not doing it. And then I go out and he looked at me, he goes, ooh, perfect one to practice on.
Really?
He
He
saw
said-
my face, he goes, you got it.
What kind
I'll
of cut
walk
was
you
it?
through it. It was just a scissor cut, like basic one.
Oh, you got an easy one.
Oh, easy one.
I felt like I did until I didn't. I was like, not
What
easy.
the fuck am I
Oh,
doing?
man. It was my second day on the floor at Supercuts in Apple Valley, California. And I had gone through the week-long Supercuts training.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you're good to go. I'm like, I'm not. I'm not good to go.
I'm not.
Not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So
no.
what got you guys into barbering?
I mean, for me, I've always liked being a cosmetologist. I originally wanted to like do hair for runway and like I had these delusions of grandeur when I first wanted to be a cosmetologist. And I went to school when I was 20 into 21. And I just wanted to like travel. I wanted to be on a cruise ship, this and that. And then none of it worked out. I got hired at Supercuts and I was like, oh, I like men's haircuts. Look at that. I never knew that.
How'd you get into men's haircuts?
I started in a salon. Started out booth rent. The one thing they tell you not to do.
Oh, really?
Don't do it.
They don't.
You're-
If you don't have a
wanna-
clientele, don't go
If
booth
you don't have
rent.
a clientele, you don't want to pay for your spot,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, fuck that.
So
Right?
basi-
Like,
so
that's me.
basically then you're paying X amount
You're paying somebody to work.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
you're paying X amount of dollars like a week, right?
Like
Yeah.
$150 a week
you're
to
still
sit
trying to
there
build
and
your
do
business.
nothing.
Yeah. But the girl that I worked for, her name was Christy. She owned a salon here in Havasu, and it was called Peaches at the time. And she like
It was
took
where
me,
Revival is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she like took me under her wing, taught me while I was in beauty school, like
That's
this
cool.
whole thing, right? Like I thought I loved women's hair. I hate it.
So what is it that you hate about women's hair? I mean,
All
is
of
it
it.
just too particular? Is it's not consistent?
It's just really long and drawn out.
Well,
It's like,
and it's drawn out, it's tedious, which people could say about skin fades, but I mean, not really.
yeah, I mean, I feel
But
like you guys...
with women's hair, also, you guys cut your hair off so much. Women's hair have all this fucking health history on it. Like, I bleached it here. I dyed
I
it black
see.
here. I did here. And they
it's got
all
like this.
lie about it.
This end of my hair has like 5 years on it. You got to know what happened 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
This
crazy
is,
to
think about it.
And
This is
counteract
12
what
inches
was
of
done
hair.
up here.
Yeah.
Along with
And make a
using
match.
chemistry and the color wheel and knowing what color
And
cancels
this
this.
bitch
and
is
what color-
colorblind.
I've recently learned that.
I didn't have no
She's
idea.
so colorblind.
I
Wow.
recently learned that. So no shit, I'm bad at women's hair. You want me to color your hair? We don't agree with what color it is what, homie.
What color is
Right?
Blue.
Okay, you're
All
right.
right.
I'm learning.
I was just checking.
I'm learning.
The water.
But like so then I started with men's cuts, and it honestly just like fell into. I was just
Same.
good at it. It was something I easily became passionate about. Easily loved doing it, and it was just something.
I didn't know I even liked it until I liked it.
Yeah.
Did you think about the barbering? You're also a lot of men's therapists.
Oh, it's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's
I'm
my
so
favorite
nosy.
part.
I
Yeah.
love knowing everything. I love helping people. I love just being involved with people. So easily, the therapy part, my favorite part.
Yeah,
You guys are
favorite part.
definitely people
We are
persons.
people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think especially with
People,
like women's
People.
People.
We are people.
People.
with women's haircuts, you see them maybe once every couple months or twice a year or something.
Yeah, you don't
Right.
see them as often, definitely.
Right.
And then you're also stuck with women in like a chair for like 3 to 5 or longer hours. So you have to be like,
If you have a
and then
short,
your color's
So
not
what
turning
haven't
out,
we-
and then you're like quiet, and it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
But I
men's
mean,
cuts are done like 15, 20 minutes. If you have a short attention span, like it's easy get
It's
in,
easy
get
to
out,
get
boom.
through.
It's always
I just like, I'm always moving. I'm always like doing things. I'm always like, we're going this way. We're going this way. I'm always moving. With women's hair, you're kind of like, I'm stuck with you. Oh, cheers.
Yeah, we cheers.
Cheers.
Non-alcoholic beer.
Do that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. double threat.
You're like always moving with, you know, barbering, but I didn't get into actually doing, I've been a cosmetologist for 15 years. I didn't start doing only men's until I started at Sport Clips in 2016. So the whole first half of my career, I was women. I had a full women clientele in California, made tons of money, did all of that, loved that. Then I came here, I was a stay-at-home mom, and then when me and my ex-husband split, I'm like, I need to go back to work. And I'm like, I've always wanted to work at a Sport Clips. I applied at one in Ontario, California, didn't get hired. And I'm like, I want to do it. So I got hired. And then I was like, this is my jam. I love doing the men's, but I didn't know how to use balders. I didn't know how to do anything. I'm like, I'm actually not very good at them. Okay. All right. Well, this is kind of hard. So, and then I learned from there, and then I've just grown in the last 8 years of my career. But the whole first half, I did women. I enjoyed doing women's hair.
I know what you're laughing at because we're all thinking what you're
once
saying.
I like finished my sentence,
Yeah,
I
I
was
know.
like,
I
oh,
enjoyed doing
women's
yeah.
hair.
Women's hair.
Women's hair.
hair.
So, what's your guys' favorite haircut to actually give a man?
Oh, I love tapers.
Yeah, tapers are pretty fun. I mean, it depends. It depends on the client. It depends on the client's hair. It's like I have certain clients where I'm like, ooh, I love cutting his hair. And then there's some where you're like,
Elaborate on that, please. Tell us, like,
think it's
so
about-
you have heads, shapes, and
Head
things that you
shapes,
just don't
they're-
like to cut.
It's a lot to do with the experience around the client. You know, there's the whole experience around the client and the appointment itself. Like, it could be the easiest haircut in the world, right? But if the client, like, if the chemistry and like the experience isn't there, even you know it's coming and you're like,
oh, like Chuck Hagan, my one client, the older guy. He's like, can you just cut my hair and stop talking?
oh,
He's like, can you
No
just?
way.
He's a scissor cut. It's not anything hard. I talk with my hands, as you can see. So I was like doing that, and we were talking.
Yeah.
And he was like, I have an appointment. Can you just cut my hair? And I'm like, you get nothing more of me. You don't get my experience. You don't get the fun.
It
You
was
don't
also
get.
only like 4 minutes into his appointment.
Yeah, it's not like I was there for like our appointment times are 30 minutes per person. Like you get 30 minutes. That's all you get. Like if you can't like branch out 30 minutes of your time, then like we're not the barber for you. Like it's not like we're asking for an hour and a half, 2 hours, like not a lot. Like half an hour. Give me that. Your haircut's easy. I have an easy 10 minutes to talk shit
Right.
Yeah.
and not focus on the haircut.
So yeah, so when it's bad like that, it's different. Your favorite haircut could be a haircut that you don't even like to do, but it's because of
Like for instance,
whole
when
experience
Heather
of it.
ended up getting you in, Josh, she looked at me after that. She goes, "Why the fuck didn't you tell me his hair was so hard to
so
cut?"
hard to cut.
Oh
dude.
shit!
I was like, "Surprise!"
What makes it hard to cut?
yeah, what
It's
makes it?
just his hair texture, and
Some
it's
people's hair holds lines easier. Some
Yeah.
people's hair shows lines easier. Some people's hair, like literally, you touch the clippers to, and it's like, I'll fade for you.
yeah.
Oh
You
shit!
have to do
And then
nothing.
some are like, "Nope,
Nice.
there's a line. You didn't want that, but there it is. Now you got to get it out, figure
Yeah.
it out." And your hair is just a little bit of a It's a finer texture.
You gotta work for it, man.
You do.
You gotta love the haircut.
You gotta really
you gotta, like,
think.
talk through it.
That's
You're like,
that's
you got
crazy.
it.
And because I've
That's
cut
pretty
your
cool.
hair
I mean, I don't know if
every
it's cool,
week
but-
for the last 4 years, I've loved your hair. It knows
Yeah.
me. It knows what I want from it. Heather has never touched it. It was something different and new to her. So that's how it is. Same with Snacks. Like when I cut his hair, it was a little different for me because I haven't cut it. I've cut it before, but not in since Taylor's.
So you really get dialed into your customers as far as what they
100%.
like and exactly how to cut their hair. Like you
100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
What challenges did you guys face? Like, I think you were my first woman haircut.
You told me that.
After,
and I
like-
said, don't worry, Snacks. I'll try. I think,
Yeah,
well, no, I only knew you
that's
there.
weird
Yeah,
for
it
me
was
too.
like
But I was
10 or
like, don't worry,
15
I'll
years
think
or
really hard with my lady brain and cut your hair because you're like, I haven't had a woman cut my hair in a long time. And I was like, oh.
That is Heather's most hated sentence. If you tell her that you have not had a woman barber, she's like, let me think hard with my lady brain and let me see if I can figure it out. She gets so mad.
It's such an odd thing to say.
You know why? Let me
Well,
tell you
all
why.
of you-
Let me tell you why. When I was growing up, my mom would take me to Fantastic Sam's, which is like the sports clip back
Right,
then, you
yeah.
know? And the haircut I wanted, I would never get. It was what the barber thought would look cute on me.
Right.
You know, so that was negative stigma towards
Yeah.
any female barber at that point.
Right. And there is a stigma. We are the minority in a male-dominated field.
But it's not what you have to realize is that it's not that it's a woman. It's that it's where you went. It's a franchise. It's someone who doesn't care about your haircut, care about you as a person, where we used to work, where we came from. They don't give a shit. They don't care that I see you every week. They don't want you to make an appointment. They don't want you to do anything.
Yeah.
But check in online and come and get your haircut. They don't care about you.
They used to get mad about us clogging up the word with regulars.
Because
They're like, we don't want people waiting for you.
No, they're like, it would work better for us if you guys weren't so popular. And we're like, well, we care about our people. They're like, don't do that.
Don't do
They're
that.
a corporate office. They care about efficiency and pumping out people instead of actually
But it's not even
quality.
efficiency because the quality, efficiency comes with quality. They come together, I feel like, and they don't.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes
it comes
there's
with-
barbers out there that can take an hour, and I know that can be done in
There
a half
are.
hour, 20.
For sure.
Does that
Yeah,
just go
it
with lack
could.
of experience though? Or-
No, I don't think so.
It doesn't go for lack of experience. It goes for a lack of wanting to be more efficient in your job.
oh, okay.
I think it definitely also goes for what they're used to, these barbers that have never been pushed to meet a certain standard of their speed or anything.
Yeah.
Me and Heather, we worked at
Right, because the
Supercuts.
faster you get haircuts done, the faster, the
worked-
more
so-
clients,
right,
the more
we've
money you
worked,
make.
we've worked at
Places
these
that have
corporate
told you.
places. Yeah. They're like, you need to get this haircut done in this allotted time. But then you have certain barbers that have always been willy-nilly on their own,
Can do
kind of
whatever they
never
want.
had a
Right.
time restraint. They're
Right.
not going to push themselves.
Right, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that person's better than this person.
It's just a
means-
different experience. We come from Supercuts and Sport Clips. We both worked at both places. And those are hurry up and go, hurry up and get them out. We want you cutting 2 haircuts an hour, get them out. But we have learned what sets us apart from Sport Clips and the other barbers that take a long time. We've combined the two. We can do the efficiency with the quality in a half an hour haircut. And that's why we're different. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They're like, if you want a quick haircut, go ahead. We're like, or a really good one.
Or
That's another.
You can
that's
have all of
another
it.
meeting to double threat.
it is.
It is.
It
That
is.
is literally
When-
what the
and
point
multiple
of it is.
people have asked us, why don't you bring someone new in there? Right? You
Do
guys are
you
so
want your
busy.
haircut by someone else?
No, definitely not.
And other people, they're like, well, for the new clients. Right, but the other new clients are coming
You don't
from-
need no more new clients. We're done with this client shit. I don't
That
even
is
tell
the
nobody
point.
about you
That's what
anymore.
they're saying.
They're like,
But
where do you get your
that's-
haircut? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Right.
You don't.
But that's why people want us to bring in a new person to take those people. But they
also,
don't come to Double
those new
Threat for
people
that.
are still looking for
They
the
come
people
for you
that
guys.
have
They're
referred
for
them.
us.
They're coming
The,
for us.
the problem with the business like this, like a barbershop or a detail shop or something, you guys are
It's
doing
singular.
this thing with your own hands.
It is.
Yeah.
You can't pawn it off to someone.
No.
Oh my god, I told her that today. She hurt my hand today. I said, Jen, I don't have these insured.
Yeah, you need to. You need to.
Get them.
I should.
Insured. Figure
I
it
feel like
out.
if Taylor Swift has her legs insured, I can have my hands insured.
You should have your hands insured.
So I want to talk about some pet peeves that you guys have. What can you tell us, everybody who's watching or viewing? What is barber etiquette? What do you expect? I mean, obviously, in every industry of anything, you don't want people to be
my God,
late. You don't want
don't
people
be
to be
late.
canceled.
Don't
But I
be
mean,
late.
Don't
let's
be
go
rude to your
deeper.
barber, man. People,
Give us an example. Don't say any names. Just
So-
give us an example.
Okay, here's an example. A client showed up 2 days late. She had texted them. She had said, hey, you have an haircut appointment.
find the story in my brain.
Do you remember?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. It was,
So,
was it two, it, multiple days late.
multiple days. So she had texted, reminded, nothing came back, nothing happened, or she couldn't find the phone number. Something
No,
happened.
I texted him. So I texted him like I do every morning, besides you, because you're the same time, same day, every week. You don't
I
need a
still
reminder.
text Josh.
Yeah, she
I
still
still-
reminds me all the time, but she changes up my
I
time
texted
sometimes.
him. I always text around 8:30 in the morning, remind you, hey, reminder of your haircut. He showed up 2 days late. I mean, to the time.
2 days late though. A
To
whole
the time.
whopping
And I said,
2 days.
he walked in, I was like, hey. And he goes, hey. I go, what's up? And he goes, here for my haircut. I was like, oh, yeah, that was 2 days,
days
ago.
ago.
Exactly. And he goes,
Yeah.
no, that's today. I was like,
No.
it's not. Right?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, like I'm telling you. I was like, he goes, well, my calendar says that it's today at 11:30.
Oh,
And I'm like,
screw your calendar.
The Bible,
I mean-
aka my calendar,
My-
says.
yeah.
mine's the only calendar that matters.
Matters, right.
Sorry,
And
like,
that's
I
what
don't
she
know
kind of
what to
told
tell
him, like, your calendar doesn't matter at this point because mine's full.
you. And or like people will text
And he got
be
so
like,
mad. He like got up and he's like, okay, well, when can you get me in? And she's like, well, my next appointment's not for like 3 weeks. And he's like, fine, just let me know. And like left all in a huff. And we're like, dude, homie.
you had an appointment. It was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
You know, or people cancel their appointments, which is fine. You can cancel your appointments; it happens. But then they're like, "Cool, when can you get me in?" And we're like, in 2
3
weeks.
weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
2,
2,
3
3.
weeks. And
Yeah,
they're
because
like,
you guys are just—that's how far you're booked out. I mean,
right.
that's just the way
But
it
we're
is.
very
then
booked out
They're
lately.
like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like seriously?"
Yeah.
They have unrealistic expectations.
They do. Like
can
you
keep the
can't
appointment you
cancel.
have.
You can't cancel an appointment. Like that's your allotted time. Hi, I gifted this to you like 2 weeks ago. Keep it, or you have to like figure it out. And I'm
It just
sorry.
comes of the phase you catch more bees with honey. You know
It
what I mean?
does, yeah.
And it's crazy that people want to be so rude to the people that have
Scissors
the
to their
full
head.
control over your appearance for at
Yeah,
least the next 2
to me,
weeks.
Yeah.
Jen's one of the most important women in my entire life. She
But
gets me
there
dialed
was-
in every week.
There
You know what I
was
mean?
that one
I
time
can't
where you
fuck
came.
that.
There was the one time
I
that
know.
you came in.
I did.
And I
Came in
was
hot.
not. It wasn't even your appointment time, and you walked in because you had shit to do, like go on a fucking boat on a Tuesday. God fucking forbid.
Well, sorry, Jen. I have to go out on the boat.
God.
And you boys are going out,
Irritated.
Jen. I can't go out without a fresh haircut.
They are waiting for me,
Red
Jen.
Josh.
God.
Oh, dude, it's true. It's
Fuck
true.
you, Josh.
I know it's been 5 days, but look at it, Jen. Look at
It's
it.
been a whole week, you fucking asshole. How dare you make me wait 2 minutes for my haircut?
How am I supposed to go out on the boat?
But
like this?
here's the thing with Josh. He walked in, little irritated. You could see it on his face. And then he sat down and he went,
Probably all shaking.
he did. He was like, I'm not allowed to be mad. She's not even late yet. She's not even late yet. It
Yeah.
was literally like 4 minutes his appointment. Wasn't late yet. I did end up being 2 minutes late, but part of me was like, well, I mean, now,
10 minutes
why
is
the
early.
fuck?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I hurry now? I saw your face. Fucking sit out there.
Sit there.
I
Learn
checked
your
myself. I
lesson.
checked myself.
You
though.
did.
You were
She's
like, well, you were pissy. He goes, I calmed myself.
He said, I calmed myself down. I said, you fucking better.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's true. It's a true
But that's
story.
it. It's just
God.
more of the people that are.
You're one of 25 that day. Get your shit together. Calm down.
So what's your? Yeah, that's a good question. What do you guys average about 25 clients a day, or is it
No,
more than that, or
we
what's the
don't
most you've cut
average.
in a day?
I did
Like
28 yesterday.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But my kids are gone. I'm able to cut more, and I'm trying to get more people in because when my kids are here, I'm trying to take more time off. So it's a
Right.
whole balance thing.
How about for
because
you,
I
Heather?
can make my schedule.
What's the most?
On my Thursdays, which are my long days, I'm normally about
23.
23
Oh yeah.
23 clients a day, but I got a toddler at home.
Yeah.
You know, and so I would work more, but also
But you really don't need to.
No.
I mean, to be honest, right?
You
I mean,
really
you guys
don't.
the only
do.
reason
Like-
we would need to is because of the demand.
Yeah, the
Like,
demand is there for sure.
The demand is so much crazier
It
than we
panics
ever
me.
anticipated.
Yeah. I didn't realize we would be this booked out. I thought we'd get to a place like after between a year to 2 years that we would be like comfortable and like happy. But like the fact that people call and they're like, we found you, we heard of you. And we're like, oh my God, we're 3 weeks out. Like we just don't know what to do with it sometimes.
Yeah, tell us about that
So tell
experience.
us about that story. How did you guys get your own barbershop? Let's hear it.
So-
I've heard that.
Yeah, I want to
It's
hear
actually kind of funny. So I'm 10 years older than Heather. She's 28. I'm 37. I'll be 38 in October. We are 10 years apart. When I started my career, I lived in California, and my first job was Supercuts in Hesperia and Apple Valley. I worked there for like a year and a half and then did things, and I moved out here, started working at Sport Clips. I started in 2019. Heather.
So I started at Sport Clips in 2014. I left in
19. The beginning of 19, right?
No, I didn't leave in 19. I left in, because I bounced around. I went to 14. Anyways, I moved to California. And then I ended up working at the same Supercuts that Jen worked at.
10 years apart.
We've literally...
a decade apart.
That's wild.
That's
only
crazy.
a few years. She got hired 2 months after I quit and walked out of Sport Clips.
And
We
I
missed
got
each other, and
hired.
I moved to California right after she left. So we, like, I cut in the same station.
Yeah.
Right?
We
Had no
literally
idea.
just missed each other at Sport Clips.
Her ex-husband was my regular.
Yeah.
Oh,
in
nice.
California, in Apple Valley, my ex-husband
That's
was her
crazy.
regular client, and we didn't know each other yet.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
then she came back to Havasu and started working at Sport Clips in 2019. When I was there, I started working at Sport Clips in 2016. And by 2019, I was an assistant manager. And then she came, and then
I got hired back as an assistant manager.
back as an assistant manager,
So-
like right out the gate.
We...
Don't
well,
threat both assistant managers.
I was
Literally,
an
that's-
assistant manager when I left, and the current manager that was there was like, "Hey, I reached out. I was like, do you know anyone that's hiring moving back to office?" She goes, "Me." Right. So I go back, and she's like, "I'm just going to hire you as an assistant manager." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
It created
Not
a total
knowing-
uproar.
Not knowing there was
Everyone.
already an assistant manager.
Yeah.
So I walk in, we immediately don't like each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like,
Immediately. There was
immediately are
immediate
not friends.
tension. Like
That's
I
how
wanna
some of the
be-
best
I
friendships
think-
start,
yeah.
though.
I was
It
like,
literally
you know what your voice sounds like? She's like, what? I said, what are they selling? Chocolate. And she goes, what? And then I had to pull up the episode of SpongeBob.
because I don't watch
Immediately didn't
SpongeBob.
like it.
Oh my god! I'm like, I'm done with you. We're not even friends. Like, go fuck yourself.
So is that how
We're not
the
doing
friendship
this.
started,
That's
or is that
literally
also, like,
that was like 4 days of knowing each other.
But it
This
doesn't.
bitch did this.
Say it again
No.
one more time.
What are they selling?
What are they selling?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
I know I
Chocolate.
sound like that. Fuck off.
Just saying.
God.
But right before that, I was like, you know who you look like? She's like, I swear to God. I was like, it wasn't fucking me. You look like him. I don't know what to tell you.
Look like
You look like her. She
That's
worked here the last time.
that's
Remember what
funny.
I'm talking about?
Yeah, I fucking
like,
do.
"Don't you
We're
fucking
not
say
doing
it."
that. Don't you dare. Because you were the first one.
Sorry.
But you were the last.
But it
So-
didn't help that we were a little pitted against each other by
We totally
outside
were. There
parties.
was stuff like that was talked about and like said before we ever like met. That was kind of like, oh,
Like
you should
about
be
each other?
threatened. You should be
Yes.
threatened. You should be threatened. Blah blah
you should
blah.
be threatened. You
All
should,
of those
you know,
things.
this person could take your job, or like, you know,
Yeah.
vice versa.
Or
Not
like, oh
knowing
my
that.
God, she's my absolute favorite person and she's my best friend. Not true. None of that was true. And we found that out upon meeting each other and getting to know each other after she insulted me. We moved past it, obviously.
To be
Broke the
fair,
ice.
I still make that joke.
She still insults me till this day, every
Yeah.
day.
Now you guys are
Although
best
each
friends,
other.
though. You know?
We are.
But then our first shift together, we were like,
We like each other. So we actually got to
kinda
the
like you.
we actually
one of
got
those
to
little like.
Yeah, I know, right? It's
we
little-
actually got to the point where
Respect
like
you.
they
Respect
didn't
you.
want us
I
working
guess.
together because we had too much fun.
Oh yes, we got threatened to where we were
Oh, I
no
bet.
longer allowed.
I
You're not
can-
allowed to
can
work
see that for
together. You're not
sure.
allowed this.
Just the one
and-
little corner in Sport Clips was what double threat is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
And
party
and it
of
got
what
to
we
the point
are.
where the other girls are like, I can't even work there. Why? Because you're fucking slow.
It's
Yeah.
fun when you go in there. It's
They're
fun.
like,
It
you
is.
want to be busy
For
as us, then
and everybody
do that.
is sitting
For
in the
most of
other.
us, too.
Well, and everybody's sitting in the other chairs, wishing they were in our chairs and in
Oh,
and
for
what
sure.
we're
I can see
doing
that.
and what
We
we're
like
so.
the thing. We like to be the clients in our chair as engaged as the people that are waiting for a haircut.
Yeah, everybody.
As soon as you walk in, you're engaged in the conversation.
Yeah, I'm
So-
talking shit over there. You guys,
Yeah.
we're
Right.
all talking. You know?
You're walking, you're entering the bully zone, okay?
Talking shit.
Yeah.
Instant.
First time meeting
We
you.
never even met you.
man.
Yeah, well, welcome in.
in.
You're
This
welcome.
is the christening.
Yeah. So that's just the way we were. And like our clients over the years from 2019 to January of 2024, our clients are like, you should get your own shop. You should do your own thing. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
How scary was it to actually make that move?
So scary.
This guy, I was talking to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, listen, everyone, because he was like, you guys should just open your own shop. And I was like,
Buy us
you
a
know
building.
what?
That's what we kept telling
Yeah,
him.
that's right. Buy me a building.
Buy me a building.
He was like, I mean, I could do that. I was like, no, but seriously, right?
yeah.
Like I don't want to open a building. I don't want to open a business. I don't want all that pressure.
We didn't want to have to also like get something that we had to completely remodel and
Right.
completely like get this $15,000 to $20,000 loan and make it a fucking shop. Like
Right.
we didn't
Well,
want
and
that.
I don't want to fail. And he looked at me and he's like, you don't know what you're capable of or what you're worth
Right.
until you're backed into a wall and you have no other choice.
Exactly.
You have no other choice
And I was
to
like,
make it
you
work.
know what?
You're right.
You're fucking
You're
right,
right.
my guy.
Yeah.
So
She has quoted that to me from you, like over the years,
It's
like
true.
that we've done this.
I did,
Like,
Good
and
job,
I
like,
quoted
Scary.
it to
that's
other
so
people
right, you
because
know.
it's true though. Because I didn't know that we were going to be as capable as we are and as successful as we
It's
are.
literally been like this, like just easy movement of like going into owning our own shop
did.
and like
And, you know-
we've had an angel that's helped us like get
Right.
the loan and do the things, and it's just been like this solid movement, and we're like,
Who's that
how
angel?
did
Shout
we
him
get
out.
here? No, he
No?
won't
Okay,
want us
never
to.
mind. Never
It's my
mind.
brother-in-law.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all we'll say.
Cool.
He
That's
has
awesome.
helped
Good
me
for him.
with all my dreams, everything
Everything.
we've ever wanted. He's
Awesome.
like, listen, I'm here. I got you.
He's like,
So
I've just
he-
been waiting on you guys to get your shit together.
Right. And
And we're like, oh, okay, we didn't know that.
he's
All right,
great,
we
right?
got it.
He's the reason we are where we are. Even though we
100%.
tell him, he's like, no, I'm not. We're like, I mean,
you definitely are. I mean, yeah, you're definitely there.
But we never expected to be as busy as we are, and
Whoa.
I had a stroke. As successful as we are.
Yeah.
We also didn't expect so many people to be in our corner. Like, I will definitely shout out her dad, who has completely like, we're like, we want this wall done. He's like, okay,
and it's been
wall can't come down.
so many people.
Okay,
Yeah.
never
We've
mind.
had clients come through.
Yeah.
Clients have
Everybody.
Clients are the ones that put the signage on our doors.
Yep.
Clients
Our
are the ones
wraps
that
on our
have brought.
cars.
We have an entire money wall in our shop. You know that I'm sure.
Yeah.
Everyone
You guys
sees
have
in the
seen.
stories.
Yep.
But our clients are really the ones also.
And even
that
Sean
have
helping with our flooring, and like it's just
Everything.
been so many
flooring,
people who have like,
plumbing,
we got you.
Everything done in our
Yeah, everybody's
shop
got
has
their
been done
hand
by
in there
clients.
helping you out,
Everybody has
supporting
been
you
like,
guys.
we
That's
support you,
awesome.
and
Even
you
though
can do
when
that.
we did
That's what
walk
it
out,
takes.
our boss did tell us, when
fail.
you fail.
Not
When?
if, not if, when you fail.
When you fail, because no one will follow you.
Do
Your
not-
prices will be too much.
Do not hesitate to turn the lights off and just come on back.
Come on back. Your job will be here.
Yeah.
Damn.
We're like, actually, I would rather go work at Great Clips than ever come back
That's
here.
something you should say, right? To someone that just gave the last 7 years of their life. I opened that location, left and came back,
Yeah.
and worked another multiple
and
years
I worked there for a full 7 years straight. I never left. I
You should
went up
want
from
someone that's
stylist
worked
to
for you
manager.
in a chain to be successful. No,
Yep.
he straight said, you're going to fail. When you fail.
Like
come back.
I gave my whole life to that place. Like I went from stylist all the way to manager. When I first started, I was a single mom with 2 kids. It was before I was married to my now husband. Like I put everything into that place. All I wanted was it to be great and like clients to love me and just to do a good job. And like I felt like at the end of that, like he just didn't even care. He didn't care what I had sacrificed, what I had put in. So I was all the more happy to be like, I will take all of your fucking clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will take them all.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
And
you have.
during that time, like you guys didn't even ask for them. Like everyone came looking for you guys.
Yeah.
They
they
did,
did.
and
Yeah,
they did, and
100%.
everybody is still. It is so crazy. It has been a year and a half. January 24th, 2023, we opened Double Threat, and even now, this long later, I see people out and they're like, "Where did you go?
Where'd you go?"
I've been looking for you. I haven't found
shit,
you.
yeah.
Where
I
are
just
you?"
had someone come the other day. He was
Yeah.
like, someone finally at the other place
Told me where
ratted
you
and
went.
told me where you were. I've been looking for you.
Oh, wow.
You never told me you left. And I was like,
How can you?
So we were trying to be super respectful.
Post up a
and
sign
not,
out front, be like, just so you know, if you're looking for Heather or Jen, we have our own place now.
I've definitely parked at certain places and been like, ooh, I hope people see
For those
my
that
car.
don't know, on the back of their cars, they have their Double Threat logos on there with
we
the
went
phone
With
numbers.
the phone number and a
we would
QR code.
purposely go drink at the bar
At the one
that
place.
was next to
Yeah.
it.
The one place.
And with our names on our cars
That
and be
joint?
like,
Yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
awesome.
Case your ass. I literally, as we were packing our shit and walking out, a client walked up. They're like, "What time do you work?" I go, "Text me."
Yeah.
You guys did it right.
no longer
You
here.
didn't,
We
you
did.
didn't try to pull people like
We
you didn't
tried.
do no dirty shit. You
No.
guys did everything.
No,
right.
We tried to do it in the right way. Like we had this going from October of 2022. We actually got our logo made in 2021 while she
Right
was on
after I
maternity
had my
leave.
daughter.
We were like, we're done with this. We actually
Yeah.
toured a place.
So you're already thinking about it.
Oh
It
yeah,
was-
we toured
Yeah.
a place.
Toured a place.
We were like, maybe we should like. He's like, I'm gonna give you your own little space with just 2 barber chairs, and we're like, maybe, and then we're like,
We're pretty fucking loud.
yeah, like there's people will be upset about it.
Yeah,
so we're
he's
like,
well, especially because he was like, "You're gonna have to, control
be in the middle.
Well, control the level of your voice because
No.
there is a massage therapist right here. And
Not
we
happening.
looked at each other like, have you fucking met us?
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm yelling.
Which we
no
still
volume,
have
though.
the issue now.
Still.
But we've moved past it.
Well, let me ask you this.
Man.
What kind of advice would you give, other barbers out there that might
my
be
God.
scared to open up or do what you're doing? I mean, that might be watching this. What kind of advice would you give them?
anyone, not just-
Anybody,
anyone in general
anybody.
that's
Oh my
afraid.
God! You
Yeah.
just,
You guys
you
live
just,
and prove.
you just have to like make a solid plan and do it. Like having somebody to support you, like that's
Right.
with you. Like we're in the trenches to fucking together. If I feel you feel, bitch, you better get on my back. You better figure it out. Having that is really nice. I think doing it alone. Not that neither of us couldn't do it, but this is so much more rewarding doing it together. Like she's my person other than my husband.
Yeah.
Like we are together in this till the fucking end. Like you die, I die, bud.
Right.
And like I think that's made a big difference. But like for people going at it alone, like you just have to take the plunge and do it.
Heather, what would you say?
Yeah, if you have enough passion in it and you're that passionate about it and you can see a whole future in it, right? Even though I really couldn't, but if you know what you're going to do, right? You develop a plan, fucking go for it. Especially, if something's
I was
smacking
so
you in
worried
the
about
face-
trivial shit
Yeah.
before we ever opened. I'm like, this is why we can't open. This is why we can't
Yeah,
do
you're
this.
just nitpicking every little
If
thing.
something
You
is
do.
smacking you in the face, I'm a big person. If it's there and it's like, hey, here I am. Here
No
I am.
joke, dude.
You need to take it. I'm not one that where I'm not going to go searching for like crazy grand opportunities, right? But if something keeps being like, hi,
Like the building.
hi,
No joke.
obviously I'm not going to ignore it.
You have
right?
to recognize those things.
You
and
have to
act on it,
recognize
yeah.
those
But
things for
no-
yourself.
no
you
joke,
need to
dude.
go and run and jump and take things for yourself.
In October, we were done. We were over it. Like, so she went on maternity leave. She came back, and I was the manager, and she was the assistant. We're like, things are great. Let's just run this till the wheels fall off and see how we feel. And that was in January of 2022. And then we get through.
Oh, when I was on maternity leave
Yeah.
for the
You came
person
back.
that told us we were going to fail, but also when I was on maternity leave, I was like, so I get maternity pay, right? He's like, you can have your sick time.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. Yikes.
So then I'm
For
like,
having a whole baby, I get
$600.
18 hours of sick time.
And then I'm like, you need to come back or I'm going to lose my shit. Like, you have to come back. Can you come back early?
She did. She texted me. She's like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to
quit.
go. I'm going to go
I'm
get
gonna
a
go work at a
surfing
bank.
job. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go work at a
Go
bank.
work at a bank.
And I was like,
I'm like, Jen,
need
you
to
can't
just-
do that.
well,
You're
then
taking
you
care
need
of
to come
my
back.
clients. You're
Then
taking
you-
care of your
Right.
clients. You need to hold it down.
Thank
You guys
Like,
lean on
come
each
back.
other.
We
you know?
do. And so I'm like, come back. So she came back like 2 weeks early. And then we're like, okay, things are good. Manager, assistant, let's run this till the wheels fall off. And then like in October of that year, something happened. I don't exactly remember what it was, but we looked at each other and we're like,
I'm fucking done.
let's go. Let's
Done.
figure this out. So
Oh, it was the fact of a girl had passed out on drugs at the shop.
Oh, I remember.
A girl
no,
had
that was
had-
after that. That was
No.
right before the shop opened.
That was our final straw.
It
for
was,
sure. It
but that
one of the
wasn't
final
when we
ones.
decided to.
But that
It
happened,
was still
and
the
then
same thing.
We
but-
got in trouble for it because we had sent her home. They're like, you can't just send someone home. They
No,
need to make money.
it's because Jen, you're not being an
Oh, one of the
empathetic-
worker girls had
One of the
passed
worker
out.
girls,
Yeah.
and you're not being an empathetic manager, Jen. She doesn't tell you anything. She doesn't tell you what's going on with her life because you gossip and you do this and you tell other people what's happening and you're not
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
Well, speaking of that, so what do you think is the most craziest thing that you've experienced cutting somebody's hair?
had
Wait,
some-
one at a time. So we're going to go with you, Heather. Go.
I had someone have a fucking seizure in my chair.
Tell me about that.
Can you read my questions?
Oh, sorry.
I had someone have a seizure in my chair. I've had multiple people lose consciousness in my chair, right? Like full like
what?
Tell us about that.
way
Like,
more
what do you
her
mean?
than me. I don't know what she's doing.
one
but-
guy. Oh my god, one
He's
guy.
drunk.
Yeah, that's recent. One guy had just started a crazy crash diet, right? And had just come from the gym, hadn't eaten anything, right? Like low blood sugar, obviously. One lady had just donated blood. And I was like fucking foiling her hair, right? Which we just discovered I'm already bad at. I don't need you losing consciousness in my chair, Jenny.
Yeah.
Sit up. Fucking, right? Oh, God. Stressful.
Yeah.
And then the lady had the seizure.
Yeah,
She was like,
that-
I don't feel good. And we're like,
That was
cutting her
at
hair.
sport or
That was
the
at
other
Sport
place.
Fest.
Yeah. Sport
What about you, Jen?
Cut her hair, full seizure.
You know,
Nice.
I haven't had I've had a couple people. So I had a guy in my chair, and he was like shirtless, and I still decided to cut his hair. And I'm like, why am I doing that?
It happens so much here in town.
And then-
Don't go into your barbershop
And then
without a
he
shirt
had-
on, guys.
He was weird. He was out of it, and he like had like a big gulp like type drink, and he was like, he kept like dozing off and like falling forward. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And he like it. I was like, okay, and then it like fell out of his hand. The fucking drink went
She looks
all
back
over.
and
Oh,
I'm
shit.
dying.
I'm like,
I'm
oh my
you're
God, what do
on
I do?
your
What do I do?
fucking own.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
Like,
thanks
nose
for
goes,
fucking
bitch.
helping me out, fucker. So I'm like, oh my God, this drink just spilled everywhere. I'm like, what do I do? What is happening? Like,
That's
oh my
wild.
God. I've had another guy, like he was here for the World Finals. This was a long time ago. He was like, he stood up and he was like, can I just see that? And he starts like shaving his own face with my clippers.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
what are you doing?
I did one
Give him
more.
back.
I did just have a guy recently on my birthday ask me to shave his chest.
No way.
He was like,
That was
Come on.
fantastic. On her birthday, I'm like, happy
easily
fucking birthday.
80s, right? Like
Easily 80 something.
Mid 80s. And
Mid
he was
80s.
like, I can't do it. And I was like, you know what, homie? Good mood. Pull up the shirt. I got you.
Because at first he kept like pulling it down,
Like, down.
and she was like, let's see what the floor looks like. And then he's like, oh, it's getting in here. And she's like, you know what, just pull your shirt up. He's like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. He's like, okay.
Run it.
And
We're-
he just
we're
pulled
already
it. She's
here.
like, you know what, I'm just going to go like on his belly. She's just fucking
Oh
going.
my God.
Jen,
I'm like,
Jen and her
happy
client,
birthday.
it
We
wasn't
look
on his
over-
belly. That's a little dramatic.
It was-
But they,
Top.
The top half.
to his chest.
It was pretty fucking
to
low,
his
bro.
ribs. But Jen and her client look over and they're all like trying not to.
What is happening?
What's a heartfelt moment for you guys? So that's something crazy. What's something that comes to your mind that was like where you felt your job was like really fulfilling?
Oh my God, so many. So I just had a lady. It was like in the beginning of the shop opening, and she came in, and she was like, "I just got through cancer, just got through chemo, just got through all of this stuff. My hair's starting to grow back. Like I know Heather has multiple stories of this too, and like I just want you to like fade it and just make it look nice so it can grow back. Like
Wow, that's awesome.
These stories are like." Some of these people that like tell me things, and like these people that are going through so many life things,
as
like
fun as we
miscarriages.
have,
it's-
there's so many bad things that we help people in life, and it's hard to pick out just one moment, you
Right.
know, because we hear about the happiest time of your guys' lives. Like we help plan proposals, we help plan birthday parties.
we cut
everything
hair for
you guys.
weddings, we cut hair for birthdays, we do
Right.
it for all
but
of it.
also,
you know,
we're there to. We've cut your hair for your dad's funeral. We've cut your hair
Ooh.
for your kid's funeral.
there was the one guy. Remember the little.
Yes, we've cut hair for. That was a weird thing.
That
They-
was at our other shop.
Yeah.
They came in and it was a certain religion.
It was a religious, yeah, and you know, and it's one of those things. Don't judge people, right? His haircut, it was like bald, except right here. It ended up being for his uncle's funeral.
It was for his
in
uncle's
his
funeral.
religion.
Yeah.
But you know, we've cut hair when you find out you have chemo. You know, you have to go through chemo, or you're supporting someone through chemo. We're there in such emotional parts of your life.
It's so much more than just a haircut.
And that's the best thing. I mean,
It
that's
is
one
so
of the
much
things about a
more.
haircut. I mean, it's extremely important. It's something that
It
you do
is.
all the time. It's never going to go away.
That's what you
Right.
suck
Yeah,
at. I
you know
mean,
what I
you
mean?
don't open up to me at all. I'm like, I
I'm
don't
getting,
have
I'm
that.
getting better. I'm
Oh my
getting
God,
better.
Tell me anything.
better after 4 years.
4 fucking years.
But
He
that's-
has commitment issues. Clearly,
That's what
like,
I
that's
mean.
a
You
problem.
guys, you guys are
Jesus.
therapists, you know.
We really
Yes.
are, and we just like we vent as much as our clients vent. Like, you know, we were just talking about it earlier. We talk about our birthing stories way too often for men.
Little
to
much
wanna-
for as often as our men clients are comfortable.
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
But a lot of them have their wives getting ready to
Right.
go through labor
And you know,
or have a baby.
We
So
have
we're
our
like,
clients
us
that
too.
come to us. Like I have a client that's having a baby very recently, right? And you know, people come to us and they're like, "So what happens?"
Right.
And you're like, "Oh, dude, like I got you.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I got you. You know, this is what you should do for your wife. This is probably, you know, this is what worked for me. It might work for her. You should get her this. You should do this." We're just there for our clients.
Well, we also have a lot of like police officers, fire.
officers,
like we
yeah.
love the stories. We're like,
You know,
what
the
happened?
story- I had a
What
client-
Shout out to the first
I had a
responders.
client
Yep,
recently
always.
that was the first on scene to a really bad car accident. Was the first to do CPR.
A client, not a first responder.
Not a client. Yeah, is a client.
Is a
not
client,
a first responder.
not a first responder.
You know, so like really emotional things like that. But then we're also there for like the really happy parts too, which is
All of the fun things. Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
just like.
let me ask you this: have you guys ever denied somebody a haircut?
Yes.
So I have this really.
Tell me about that.
I have this really fun story. So it was about a year ago almost. It was July of last year. We were
like
getting
cutting
ready.
somebody off on a haircut.
Yeah,
you know?
we 86'd him from the shop.
Dang.
Is
Like
this,
100%.
Which one?
You know
died?
about it.
Oh, In double
That
tap?
mic picks up a lot, so just be careful.
It's
So-
not about the guy.
She didn't even say his name.
No, it's about it's about.
Last name
No.
begins with a Z.
No.
Okay.
No, not about that guy.
Doesn't begin with a no, not
You guys know what I'm
that.
talking about.
Not
There
that.
was also that, yes, but no, this is the one I think we've told you about it before. But so I had him scheduled, and I had all three of them within an hour. It was a son and two kids, like medium kid, little kid, and he was 5 minutes late, and I was like, "Hey, you're late." Message him on Facebook, and then
More
he
than
was.
that.
I know who you're talking
No,
about.
I'll
you
get there.
do.
I'll get there. So then he was 10 minutes late. And I'm like,
I know who you're talking about.
and then I'm like, hey, you're now 10 minutes late. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all three skin fades in like my 50-minute window.
Yeah,
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, so then he ended up being like 12 to 15 minutes late. I can't remember exactly. And he walks in, doesn't say anything, da-da-da. So I don't say anything. I just start cutting. Cut his hair. I cut the little one's hair. I haven't cut his hair yet. I'm sorry. I cut the little one's hair. Then I go to cut the medium's hair. And then he goes, oh, I didn't even see your messages. And he looks at it and he goes, oh, fuck that. I don't even want my hair cut by you. Fuck that. And he gets up and he walks out. I'm like,
Oh,
what
shit.
just happened? Like, you were late.
Yeah, you're
like,
late.
what is
One of
happening?
my poor golden retriever clients, like, not confronting.
Yeah, she had a client in her chair that was like, oh my God. So then he like leaves and I'm cutting the little one's hair and I'm like, or the medium ones. And I tell the little one, I said, go get your dad. I have time for his haircut, not for his attitude. Go get him.
Yeah.
At this point, this client had been my client for like
Right,
7 years.
Long time.
Long time.
Long
Like
time.
we've been through sport clips together, like all of that. So then we got to the point where I'm like, he comes in and like sits in the lobby, like where I can't see him. And I'm like, I finished the little one's hair and I'm like, all right, come on over. Let's cut your hair. He's like, nah, fuck that. He's like, I already made an appointment with someone else. I'm like, I know you didn't. Like, stop being dumb. Like, come sit. Like, thinking, like, we've had playful banter for
Oh,
years.
yeah. Like, we do. You guys
Yeah.
know. Like,
Years. You know how we are.
entire day is playful
I'm like,
banter.
Never that serious.
quit being a brat. Come get your haircut. Like,
Yeah.
knock it off. I have time.
Yeah.
I rush. He didn't want his top cut. Like, we're good to go. He's like, no. Just cancel all my appointments. I don't want to fucking do that. And I'm like, no, dude. Like, it's okay. And he's
Like,
like,
it's okay.
he starts
Calm down.
screaming at me. And I'm standing, like, by my chair, like, no. Like, what is happening? Like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, okay, you guys can just go. You
Yeah.
can go. Like,
Bye.
he's yelling at me.
Leave.
And he's like, I have to pay for my haircut. And I'm like, no, you can go on the house. Like,
Yeah, get out.
get out of my shop.
I mean-
and he's like, no, I'm paying for my shit. And I'm like, I'm not going to walk over to you with my phone while
Yeah.
you're, like, whilst we're screaming at each other.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing
Yeah.
this. I was like, I don't want your money or your disrespect. Like, just get out of my shop. Just get the fuck
How do
out.
you do that pissed off?
Oh
You know,
my
like,
God.
you slam a door,
Yeah.
you just go like,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
pull it
how
out
do you
real
do
hard,
that?
Swipe it like.
I'm like, what?
It's
You were
even better when
screaming.
it's a self-closing door and they try to slam it and it's all,
Yeah.
you're like, have a nice day. They're like, go fuck yourself.
Like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm like, just go. And then he slams money down. And he's like, I pay for my shit. And I'm like, I mean, okay, you didn't have to. Just get out of my shop. I'm yelling at this point. It was so.
Right.
We had only been open. We hadn't even been open a year. I was like, oh my God.
It'll be
We're
a year in
What did we
July.
do? Oh my God.
But like I've had clients that come in, you know, I used to have a button that you press and it goes, right? If I didn't like your attitude, your answer, that's the button you got. Okay, try again.
yeah, try again.
But like people would come in and I'm like, cool, you know, are you on the list? They're like, no. I'm like, cool, okay, no problem. We could get you in 2 hours. He goes, that's unacceptable. I need to get cut right now. Bye.
Yeah.
Go.
So you just that's it.
But
That's
we
it.
absolutely not.
we actually get so many more walk-ins than I ever expected up in our little back alley where we're at. We have so many
kinda
people.
hidden. It is
It
hidden.
is. They're
It
like,
is.
we just like looked it up on Google. We did this, we did that. We're like, oh my God, like what is happening? Like, it's so crazy. And we're like 3 weeks out. And people, they come in and they're like, can you get me in? And they're like, do you take walk-ins? We're like, well, I mean, we do if our schedule permits it, but we honestly need to take it off our door at this point because it's just become.
So there will become a point. I don't know if you guys are there yet. Yeah, I feel like you guys are
No,
there, but there
Josh.
will become a
No.
point where you literally can't
Nobody
take any
asked
more
you.
clients. What are you gonna do?
We will
I mean, are you just gonna say you're just gonna cap it off and just be like,
we will stop
we're not
taking
accepting
new clients when new clients stop taking the appointments that are available.
Yeah.
Okay. Our regular clients.
We have been better
you guys
about getting
book
you guys
before
in.
You go.
Yeah.
you guys are always first priority. Our regular clients, if you're here all the time, of course, that's why we when people cancel, we kind of hold on to secret appointments, right? That we don't open to our
Or like
books
text us.
for our regular clients.
Right.
But if there's just, the regular appointment's 3 weeks out, if a new client books that, I'm not going to say no to a new client getting the same experience everyone else is.
But like if we both have a lot of instances where I have to book you 3 weeks out, but if I get a cancellation, I'll let you know. So we book them 3 weeks out, then we get a cancellation, and then we forget about that one when it's like 4 days later, and we're like, oh, that's not supposed to be there. Now we have a secret appointment.
Right.
And we don't just open it up to the public unless we can't remember or think of who to text, and I'll post on Facebook. I do that a lot and do those sorts of
I get
things.
people that hit me up. Hey, can you get me in?
Yeah, I'm like, I can't get you
how
in.
many people text me and they're like, hey, I know the degenerate gambler. Can you, well, first of all, you just said that. So, no,
You don't.
don't.
You don't.
No, you don't. Yeah.
Two.
Right.
Snacks, buddy.
Yeah.
Text you.
Yeah.
We had one guy that was like,
let them know first.
I'm actually
right.
a close friend.
We had one-
exactly.
Like, Snacks doesn't even know.
But
We eat
people do
dinner.
it.
We eat together.
I'm
People do
pretty
it all
sure
the time.
you texted us and said, can you get my buddy
Yeah, I did.
Malachi in?
Yeah.
If you text, that's different. If you
Yeah.
make somebody else text,
Right.
we're like,
if a regular client,
you don't
but
count.
it's also a lot of people try to get using your name.
Yeah.
They do.
Don't.
Like,
She has so many clients.
Don't use
that
Snacks'
are
name.
directly
Don't use
from
it.
you.
Damn it.
it doesn't help. I promise.
It doesn't work that way.
It
It,
doesn't
works
work
if I
that
ask
way.
them.
And, yeah.
Don't ask me.
But they'll be like, oh, yeah.
And then you have Josh. He's like, nobody's allowed to come in.
Yeah. I deny. I'm serious. I hate it, dude.
Josh told us, he goes, someone asked me where I get my haircut, and I said, don't worry about it.
Gatekeeping.
I'm a gatekeeper. I don't know, man.
And
You
then
guys are
there's
so
people where you're
busy.
like, Snacks gave me your number. Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I
No,
had a
it-
client accidentally call me, and I'm like, what's up? And he was like, oh, I was just giving your number out. Sorry. And I'm like,
Oh, dang.
oh my God, who are you giving your number to?
I've had clients too, though. They're like, I don't tell anyone where I get my haircut anymore.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I'd wait 2 weeks for this appointment.
Yeah, no
I'm
kidding.
like,
You got to get it, though. You got to understand
Right.
it.
The
You get
easiest
it.
thing to do is if you can book every week or every 2 weeks, do that.
That's what we tell people.
Our
Before you
point-
leave, if you book, you're fine. Like, you two don't have to worry about it unless someone is sick. By even then, I got you in.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
And I want to talk about that. So going into that,
I don't wanna
I need
talk
to know
about
the
it.
dynamic.
Fuck
What
off.
is the dynamic? Are you guys are super loyal to your clients. You guys
Super
love your
loyal.
clients.
Yes.
And how do you guys feel if
Just don't
somebody
make it
says, "Hey, I want to switch to Jen,"
this
or "I want to
conversation
switch to
like
So
Heather"?
you
Make it
just
weird.
don't make it weird. Like,
Okay,
don't
break
make
it down
weird
for us.
about it. I was sick, and
Don't
you
use
were
me as an
like-
example because you're my barber. I would never
that's
switch. But
different. That's
I'm
not-
just saying, like, what
I mean,
have you
it's
had
not
clients?
different than
You've had
that.
clients
Here's
do
this.
it, and
I had a
how do you
client-
handle it?
I had a client that was my client for years. Okay.
Oh,
I had some. I'm not going to go into the. full
I know,
thing, just
okay.
The switch. So, I had a client for years and years. Like, was mine before I had my daughter. My daughter's almost 3 now. Jen, when I went on maternity leave, I had all of my clients go to Jen.
I
which
kept
was
Snacks' hair.
rough, right? Like, we
Rough.
both have a large clientele. Anyways, so he came back to me when I came back from my having my daughter and all that. But then one day, like, I couldn't
No,
get him
after
in.
double threat. Like,
No,
6
I know.
months after,
it was a
yeah.
long time. We were in our new shop. And I couldn't get him in. So I was like, you know what? I'll have Jen get you in, like, no worries, right? And he's like, cool. And then so Jen cut his hair, and then she was
But
like,
before
okay.
that, he had secretly texted me, and I had told you, and you're like, he didn't tell
was
me
weird,
about that.
yeah. Yeah.
And he made it weird
Yeah.
even prior to
but
that.
But then, so she cuts his hair, and then he's like, cool, thank you, right, pay. And she's like, yeah, just Heather will rebook you. He goes, no, just do yours.
You rebooked me.
And it's like, that's fine.
Heather
That's
can
fine.
hear you.
That's
like,
fine.
this is weird.
Right there.
Like, oh
Yeah,
my God.
like, don't make it weird. Like you're not cheating.
Right.
It's weird. It's
But I've had I've had clients.
which is weird. Like, you've been my clients
no,
for 5 years. Why are you acting like that? Right. They're like, actually, please don't.
We do try to like give each other a heads up so we're not like
Yeah,
caught
like,
off
just so
guard.
you know, I have so-and-so coming
Like if
today.
my regular is in her chair, she's like, just so you know, I have so and so today. Like, or she'll send me a screenshot.
Or when they
be
book.
like, look who booked
and
with
she's
me.
like, actually, I was able to get him in before that, so you can cancel
It's
that.
happened with actually Morgan quite a few times.
Morgan
He
a lot,
can't get
yeah.
in, and he books with her, and I'm like, I actually have this time, and I book Morgan, and
Yeah.
he's like, okay, cool. It's not weird.
If you
it's not
book,
upsetting.
If
Like,
you book with the other one, not a big deal.
Yeah.
We would both rather you in our
be
shop
in double threat.
Yeah.
then
of course.
somewhere else.
Absolutely. Of
Then go
course.
anywhere else. This is my homegirl. I love her.
Yeah.
If she swims, I swim. If she sings, I sing.
Yeah.
But I also do not approve of anybody else's haircuts other than hers.
Right.
Like, she's good at her job. She's the only one I can be like, you know who you'll be happy with? This one.
Right.
This one.
You know what I mean?
Just don't make it like it's a
Just
weird,
don't make it
like,
weird.
secret.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and that's the only dynamic. Like if you're making it weird, then you're almost making it like offensive.
But like sometimes
Yeah, exactly.
we have had it happen where she doesn't realize it's my client or I don't realize it's her client.
Yeah, and they
walk
walk
in
like,
and
I
I'm like,
didn't know.
and no,
You're
it
like, oh,
happened.
shit.
So it happened to one of our older clients, Jeff. He walked in and I was like, hey, and I start looking at my book. I'm like, where did I fuck up? Where did I fuck up?
Yeah.
And she goes, he's on my book. And I was like, he is? She's like, I didn't know who that was. I'm so
didn't know
sorry.
his last
And I'm like,
name.
it's fine. It's fine. And he's like, what did I do? I did it wrong. And we're like, you didn't do anything
You're
wrong.
good.
Yeah.
You're good.
But
And
we
that was
didn't
our bad
know-
because
yeah.
at that point we made it awkward for him, and then we
On
had to
accident.
really convince him like it's not awkward.
It's not your fault.
It's
Yeah.
not. That was our fault purely
But-
because we didn't let each other know.
The first one she talked about, it was like, oh my God, like 3 haircuts after that was like, they wouldn't talk. She was like,
weird.
go fuck yourself.
whole
It was
thing.
so,
weird.
I became
Yeah.
the whole thing. And then I'm in
you
the
know-
middle of the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is dumb.
So
I don't
just,
like this.
Just don't do it that way. If you want to swap because you like the other one's haircuts more, you know, because we do have a different style.
Very.
You know? You've both had a
And it
haircut
is
for both of
hard.
us.
It is hard when someone's been
You
with
guys are
someone for
both
so
good,
long.
though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
in our
don't.
own
And
rights
we,
and our
we can
different
copy
ways.
each other's. Like, hey, if I know you're only sitting with me
I
for
want a
6
Heather
months, anyway.
fade. I want a Jen
Great.
fade. I'm like, I can figure it out.
What's
Yeah.
one haircut that you wish you could ban?
Oh my god.
Flat tops.
Oh.
Good one.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Because they're a pain in my ass.
So what's so hard about them?
So
Who the hell
you're
gets a flat top? Someone in their 60s?
I have 4 clients.
Are they in their
Arnold
60s?
Schwarzenegger.
Do you know?
Someone in their 60s.
I have 4.
Yeah.
I have
Do you know
4.
how many clients I've personally called and been like, do you guys do
you do
flat
flat
tops? I was
tops?
like, oh my god, Jen's amazing.
You bought him off my kid.
So the problem with the flat top, here's your basic. You can look at Snack's head, round. You're putting a square, on the
Around,
round.
yeah.
It's not
It's-
okay.
oh, yeah,
you
that
know,
makes sense.
technically none of this fucking haircut is even.
So
Right.
then,
Exactly.
so then even
God, I
recently,
didn't-
I had one of my
never thought
flat
about
top
that.
guys. He's like my regular, and he's like, "Do I look crooked?" I'm like, "I don't know. Go like this, and then you'll be even."
Yeah.
What do
Because
you
she
want from
did,
me?
I looked at her and I was like,
So Jen
I'm
said
like-
flat top. What about you, Heather?
you know, if
A haircut you wish you could ban.
the blowout taper could just fall off the planet of the earth.
What is that? Can you explain that to me? What's a blowout taper?
Blowout taper is what all the little high school F boys do.
So a
Really?
blowout taper is a taper here and here, but long like Malachi's.
Oh, okay.
But they blow dry it all
But-
up.
Or what they do is they like
They make it
like,
huge.
goof
Look
it
at
up.
the
No, okay,
Pauly
no.
D.
Oh, just
By
kidding.
Is that
Oh,
Pauly
yeah.
from-
Yeah.
Like a lot of kids
No,
will do like a
I would rather
taper,
Pauly D's haircut, honestly.
Or they'll do like a taper and they just have this bunch of like.
Well, that's
Oh.
technically called the alpaca, is
Yeah,
what
it's
it
like an
actually is
alpaca.
now.
What about the Edgar?
What is that?
Do you guys get Edgar?
Oh, okay.
We
That's
get
what it
some
is.
of them, but
Put
they've
this in
kind of
front the
phased out a
camera
little bit. Yeah.
So
So,
What
that
is
people
that?
know.
that is a blowout taper. And it's ridiculous.
Don't get that haircut, guys. Okay, don't even
That's
ask.
not bad.
I couldn't find any really good ones. That one's.
I hate the broccoli hair.
Yeah,
That is the alpaca.
I feel
The alpaca.
the alpaca.
I can do
That's my
that.
thing.
I
could-
can
Yeah.
do hair long on the bottom.
Hey,
So,
the alpaca.
that,
Can I get a?
look, you can show the camera that.
The alpaca haircut.
I
That blowout taper.
hate it.
So
Don't do
here,
that.
What about
Don't
the
do that.
Edgar cuts? Can we talk
The
about
Edgar.
I mean,
Edgar
those have
cuts?
kind of phased out a little
It's
bit.
fine.
Because I feel like it's
Thankfully.
just super straight hair at the taper, and then it's just like bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
just a bowl
bulky.
cut.
All
It
like-
was
So
a
what
bowl
it is
cut.
is your
taper's
base
just a
right
Edgar
here is
haircut.
super short, and all of this is long to meet the front.
Oh,
So you only
man.
have like a quarter of
You
an
know
inch
what
up
the
here,
Edgar reminds
right?
me of? You know the little Lego guy's hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you
That's
know
the
what?
Edgar.
I
Give me the
talk shit
Lego
about all
man.
this, but when I was in high school back
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, we all-
the thing was like be all bald with just bangs right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Oh, and then you would slick them back. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Did
just
you-
have a
I've had that
All
haircut
I
for
can
sure.
find in a picture.
It wasn't
All I
that
can-
bad. It wasn't that bad though. 'Cause my hair, it's wavy.
All I can find is the
But yeah,
fucking
dude,
TikTok
for-
of the
just,
alpaca.
just bangs like a put in.
all I can
put in
find.
like 90s rebel haircut.
Yeah, they all look like
This is the alpaca. They
17 years old.
70.
It's like this.
Looks like that's the alpaca. Show the camera that.
Let me see
The alpaca.
the fucking alpaca. That is what they look like.
The alpaca.
That is it.
Oh my God! Don't do it.
I literally, my 18-year-old stepson
They come in
texted
and
me and
ask
goes,
for it.
he
They're
goes,
like, I
do you
want
think
the
I'd look
alpaca.
good with an alpaca? I'm like, oh my God,
They
yes.
really call that?
They literally call it that
I
now.
told the kid, I
it's
was
a
like,
whole
you're
thing.
seriously coming in here
Asking
wanting
for an
a haircut
alpaca.
that's named after a freaking alpaca?
Oh my gosh.
Like, people are calling it that because it looks ridiculous.
Stupid.
Yes.
Honestly,
But-
this is like the closest thing I can find to what you're talking
Something
about.
like
Oh,
that.
no, it's very specific. I know
But
what
the
he's talking
amounts,
about.
the amounts
Did you
of
spike it up?
No.
what?
Or-
Caesar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he talking about Caesar with the
No,
tuft?
no, but I know. You know who used to
It's
do it?
all bald with the
Fernando
tuft of hair.
Vargas. Fernando Vargas used to do it. Let's see.
Look up old school Caesar haircut. That'll
Yeah.
give you what you want.
Like
It's a little tuft of
classic
hair.
Caesar.
Classic Caesar.
Oh, right
Like
here.
Fernando Vargas,
There
like
we go.
this.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not the same.
There it is.
That's it.
There it
I've
is.
had that haircut before.
Yes.
You know,
I have.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
have.
God.
we don't have.
Yeah.
We have a few clients that have a variation of that.
Yep,
haircut.
that's it.
Look at that. 90s,
We do.
late 90s, early 2000s rebel.
That was it right there. Oh my God, that is so horrible. Oh my God.
So I know you. I've seen you guys do like designs and stuff, and
Yeah.
and
Oh
my God, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like to do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you don't ask, like, listen, I'm not fucking Picasso, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I can't shave 50 Cent in the back of your
Yeah.
head.
Right. Right.
I had
I'm here
somebody.
busting out skin fades.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shave a lotus flower into the size of your
yeah.
head.
Yeah, literally.
But you like to do the lines and
Oh
like
my
the.
gosh, so much fun.
Somebody
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my God, can you make a Superman symbol?" I was like, "Oh my God, no."
Dude, that would be hard.
Negative.
But I remember
Like
I've been
symmetrical
practicing-
Superman
like,
symbol.
I've been
Definitely
practicing the designs on my husband's head for like since 2016.
Oh, nice.
I
You know?
literally have gotten so much better at designs being in this shop than I ever was because I just have the
The comfortability,
creative.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just able to do it, and I've gotten.
I'm gonna do
so
design
much
on my
better.
hair.
Oh my God,
I'm gonna do it.
I vote
Dude,
you
I
should
see
get
you
Wonder
do some
Woman.
lines or something.
Yeah, I could do it. I'm gonna just have. I'm gonna let.
I can do the
I'm gonna let you do. I'm gonna let you do the Jen.
He's really
I'm
good
gonna
at
say
the
Jen,
Wonder
just do your
Woman.
thing. Let's
Yeah.
see what happens. It'll grow
I
out.
also
Just do the
do.
3
Fuck
top
it.
lines where you have like long, medium.
Yeah, I might be
So-
down.
Do you
They-
know those used to be called they used to be called Dougies?
Dougie's.
People would ask for them, and it was only two. It was
Only
just the
two?
one longer, the
Long
shorter
and
one.
shorter?
They'd be like, "Give me the Dougies."
I've had
When I
that
used to have a
before.
mullet, that's what I had, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that
Yep,
before.
that definitely goes with the
I
mullet.
shaved
The
an
lines were
American
that.
flag and a mullet one time on the side.
Did you?
Did a
That's
full American
badass.
flag, yeah, but it's really stressful because you have to put the stars. the
I've
right
done that
way.
taper. I
Just
do
like
taper.
dots is what she-
Honestly, yeah, you just all
I do taper design fades a lot. I've done a lot of those. Those have become a thing, and I've gotten really good at them. Where it's like a very specific fucking picture they show me, where it's like the certain taper design.
Yeah. When all of those designs are just free-handed by their barber, right?
Right.
And that's how a lot of the design should be. It's just free-handed by your barber in the moment.
Yeah, in the moment.
For your haircut. But a lot of the people are like, I want this exact one. You're like, cool, that's not your head shape or your hair texture.
Yeah, or anything.
Or any
Yeah.
of it,
Any
yeah.
of it. But I
So you
That's
don't
what
like
makes
when
it hard is when people show you.
you don't like
they
it when
sh-
people reference pictures to
No,
you.
I do. We do, but it has to be like people will show us a Mexican
hair,
skin
similar
fade,
hair,
and they have blonde hair.
Yeah, okay.
That is not gonna look at anything
or, yeah,
like that.
Or they'll show you a skin fade and you're like, cool, so skin on the sides. We're like, they're like, no, actually,
No,
I want
actually-
a 4 on the sides.
Yeah.
And maybe, and you're like, okay, so you
that's
want to, you
not-
want to.
So that's not
this
what you
hair-
want.
So you
so
want
not
the
this
full
haircut at
mop
all.
on the top. They're like, no, actually, I just want to comb it over. You're like, why the fuck are you showing me this
yeah.
picture of a bald,
Do you guys
bald
get
fade?
asked for a lot of trade work?
Like bartering?
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wish
It's
we
not
could
as much as I wish
more,
we did. Like
more.
I bartered my tattoo for it.
We bartered we got a new door.
You guys should get a whiteboard and just put bartering, looking for blah blah blah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And they could be like,
I
hey,
love
I
that.
can do that, right?
Yeah.
That's a day where they
Dude,
were
do
like,
stuff that you want and then have people pick out what they can do. That would
I
be
think that's how the
awesome.
world should be, honestly. Like if you
That's how
have
it
the
was
goods, like,
forever.
it should be.
Before
It's so
before
great.
fiat currency was a thing,
It's
it was
amazing.
trading work.
I trade,
we literally-
I trade haircuts for my meat with, Just Meats. I
Yeah.
do it with them.
Shout out
I do
Just
it.
Meats.
Just
Shout
Meats.
out-
Today.
shout out
we
Just
literally well hung doors.
Well-hung
they did our
doors.
doors. We traded haircuts
Hammer
for
fi-
the door.
family design.
That's
I bartered
awesome.
haircuts for our floor.
For
I
our
love having
floors.
some company names.
Well hung.
Yeah, well
Well
hung.
hung
Camel
Hammer
towing.
family.
Camel towing, yeah.
That's great. Yep.
Just Meats. Yeah.
Just,
Just
yeah,
Meats.
it's pretty great. So we barter as much as we can, as much as people will allow.
Yeah.
I had a
Helps
client
everyone.
today. I don't remember what he did, but I was like, I'll give you haircuts for it, and he was like, really? And I was like, I love to barter. Yes.
It was a
Dude, that's
bucket
awesome.
Mojito. It's technically what it
A
was.
mojito?
It was Santos.
A drink?
I was like,
Oh, Santos?
yes, it was Santos. And we're like, we're going to do the podcast later, and we want a bucket of mojito. He's like, I could totally hook that up. And she goes, what would that cost? Around like 80, 85? I'm like, or haircuts. He's
yeah.
like, maybe.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, that.
Shout out.
Shout out Santos.
Absolutely haircuts.
That was
Yes,
so
please.
funny.
So what's the most popular haircut that you guys are cutting right now? Is it a skin fade?
Mid skin fade comb
Always.
over hard part.
Wait, say that again.
Mid skin fade comb over hard part.
Is that
Your
mine?
Your
haircut.
haircut.
Oh, okay.
Your
It's
haircut.
your
My
haircut.
hair, how it was. Like, I used
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
comb it over.
You
and
still had
Yeah.
the weird corner on your
Even with the
head.
kids, it's the same haircut. They just then call it a little boy's haircut because now it's on a little boy, but
Yeah,
it's the
but
same
it's the same
haircut.
haircut.
I'm gonna say that's the most
That's
popular.
still- that hasn't-
Yeah, exactly. Like
It
old-
is.
old-
So that hasn't phased out
Also
yet.
depends
That's
with the
been-
age group. Like their age group, a lot of the mullet,
That-
the new modern
what's happening.
mullets, you know.
Yeah.
A little bit
Malachi's
younger,
haircut
but
do a lot. They
the
want it
blowout
out of the hat
tapers.
like that. But I remember when I was in high school, they also wanted it out of the
I
hat.
had my hair like that in high
Yeah,
school.
Yeah,
but
so
they
did I.
wore it backwards and they wanted it out of the front of the
Yeah.
hat back in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah,
just
my
like
older
back
brother
like
had
that.
It was
Yeah.
like when Bieber, like everyone
Yeah.
was doing the Bieber cuts.
Yeah.
They would all like
Yeah.
sit their hats like barely on their head.
Yeah.
And it would all flip
Yeah.
out.
They
Yeah,
did-
and it
I
would all
used to
flow
have
out.
like a boyfriend back like when I was in like middle school that he would blow dry his hair,
Hair in the
flip over.
Oh
the
yeah,
hat.
yeah. My buddy Jeff did that. Calling you out, boy.
Yum. And now they're blow drying it, they're round brushing it to like put the hair powder in. That's been the main thing, like that age group, like anywhere from like 16 to 19 years old,
know
is
you
like
guys-
the alpaca with the
So can you
flippy
explain
thing.
the hair powder? Like what exactly is it?
So
It gives it a lot of
It's-
texture. It almost makes it feel
no,
real
it's a
dirty.
powder.
You know, real dirty.
It's it's like baby powder.
It does.
Dirt is in my hair.
So it's
It
like
does.
baby powder, and it's just very
Yeah.
textured, and it just gives it like the volume, like you were saying, of the guys with like the
it needs
big
to feel
hair.
dirty in order to look textured and dirty. The look nowadays is dirty and messy and just.
But without being that, like back in the day, they would have the Bieber where it hung on your forehead and gave you
And
all the
gross,
acne,
swoopy.
and gave you all the acne, and it was gross and it was greasy. Now your hair is clean, but
Alpaca's
it's
gonna
not.
do it now.
Speaking of product,
Yeah, what hair care products do you guys recommend?
So
reading my
we-
questions.
So we use Johnny B. Love Johnny B.
Yeah.
We've had Gibbs in our shop, but we're phasing it out. We're
We're
actually
starting to carry Suavecito.
we just signed up for a
Recently.
wholesale account.
We are. We're starting to
Wow,
smell
yeah.
someone
Suavecito now.
told you guys that was a
Oh
great
my
idea.
God.
It's almost like
You can't have all the fucking credit. Shut up.
You know what? You know who told us? Josh.
yeah, right.
Actually,
White
White
label.
I don't even know how to say that.
I was like, that's what
White
we should
label,
do.
make
I think
double
a
threat
white
pomade.
label would be really cool in the future. But
She has
right
literally
now,
said it the minute we opened. She's like, we
I want a
should white
double
label
threat pomade.
pomade.
But right now, we're still trying to figure out what we like to even use.
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm saying.
most.
That's really
So
the
Gibbs
best
is
question.
amazing, but Gibbs is not super accessible for us, and it's not affordable, and it's not something that's like what we can get really quickly.
It's
Like
freaking
Johnny B,
expensive
yeah,
for
so
what it is
expensive.
compared to Johnny B. You know, Johnny B's whole thing is you shouldn't pay more for your product than you did your haircut.
I will say I don't think I've ever used a better pomade
That's
than.
literally one of their slogans. When
I
I've
will
met with
say-
the owners before, they're like, you don't want to pay more for.
I'd get my hair cut and like I'd get some like Jello and I'd be paying like $60 for this little
Tub of gel.
Right,
Yeah.
and
You
that's
know,
the
like
whole
my
thing.
haircut
As
was
if
20
you're
bucks.
positioned towards a man, men are simple. It just is what it is.
Right.
And
They're
also,
not going to pay more for their hair gel.
We have one
Then
product.
they-
And
yeah,
also
then
women
the haircut.
and also women with children.
Yeah.
Like
All that.
you have a mom with 4 kids getting their haircut. You're not
lot
going to
of money.
spend $70. Yeah.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
Let's
Gorilla
not do
snots.
that.
Gorilla
Let's
snot.
use Johnny B, which is affordable. My thing is with Gibbs is like OG Baller is probably the best pomade I've ever used in my entire life.
Is that
Right.
water based?
It's water based, but it is
Say it
like
again. What is it again?
it's Gibbs OG Baller.
OG Baller.
And that is the one thing that like I'm like maybe we'll still get
Maybe,
OG Baller.
yeah.
We'll see how the Suavecito has a lot more than we were expecting. They have a women's line, Suavecita. They have so much more than I was.
yeah.
They have the kids line as
Well,
well.
and they're really affordable. I think Suavecito is water based.
Yeah, it's water-based.
I think it's
Some of
water
it,
based.
so.
they have a
It's-
couple oil-based things that you can choose from if you want,
could,
but most of it is
but
water-based.
We're not trying to carry freaking expensive stuff. You know, we're not trying to make money off selling
No,
products.
no.
We're just trying to like
If you
More
want to do your
customer
hair,
give
satisfaction.
you guys
yeah.
the stuff you need.
Yeah, and the
So-
stuff that you guys give us,
Right.
you know, we can
So
get at home.
stop
We're not here to, like,
buying
do
hair gel
these-
from Walmart and support your freaking barber.
Yeah.
Which one is the camera at? This one?
Yeah.
This one?
Camera 1, camera 2.
Stop buying
Camera
hair
1,
gel
camera 2.
from Walmart and support your damn barber.
Hey, Malachi, we got a question. What's the question on the screen there?
Oh,
Camel toe. I came in at an interesting time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about camel towing. It's
camel
Yeah.
towing, yes.
Oh my God, we were just talking about local businesses and how
Yeah.
they have fun names. Get over it.
Doors.
Well, I don't have any more questions, Snack. So what about you?
I think we've cleared out all of our questions, actually. Is there anything that you guys would like to share or tell us something that nobody knows about Double Thread or about you guys?
No, I feel like everyone's heard me talk enough.
I feel like
we're-
we've definitely talked enough. It was fun. The shop has just literally become something that we had no idea it was going to. It's become its own entity that,
Yeah.
like, I'm
And
super
you know,
proud
and
of.
amazing.
everyone's more than welcome to come in, no matter what Josh says.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I will.
Everyone's welcome to come in, hang
Kind
out,
of.
Say hi.
come get a haircut, be part of the friend group. It's a
good
I
time.
know, when Fred was getting cut, I'd show up. And then
Yeah.
it's not even
Yeah,
my time,
yeah.
you know?
If your homie's getting a haircut, like, and you
We have
come
people
and you
that
just
come
want to hang out
together
and
all
get
the
a haircut,
time.
happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
You know, come and hang out. Like,
We're
it's
fun.
cool.
People come in, they're like, oh my God, it's fun in here. We're like, we know.
We know.
This is why
We're not
going
gonna work somewhere we hate and that's
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to tell you guys, take care of your barbers.
Yeah,
Bring
tip
them
'em.
coffees.
Tip them.
Bring 'em
Tip
energy
them.
We work 12-hour
Learn-
days
yeah.
without eating. I'm
Ask
pretty
their
sure these
favorite
guys have
stuff.
watched me eat my lunch in less
Yeah.
than 3 minutes flat.
Ask their favorite stuff. Bring it to them once in a while. They are
Snacks
literally
bring
responsible
snacks.
for your
Snacks
appearance.
bring snacks.
Yeah.
Yes. Take
They're
care of your
responsible for your
barbers.
appearance.
They
Take
take
care
care
of
of your entire appearance, your entire.
Life.
All
Yes.
right. I want you guys to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things that are going to help this channel grow. My name is Aaron. This is Josh.
Jen and Heather.
Heather. Jen.
And this has been the Double Threat
He
interview.
threw me off with Aaron.
Oh,
What
that's
is
Malachi
happening?
back there somewhere.
God, there's
Poke your head in
Malachi.
here real quick.
This is
It's our
actually
camera guy.
Snacks.
Token.
Not
Yeah.
Aaron.
Snacks. Did I say Aaron?
Yes, you did, and that's why I said it.
Then we got Malachi.
No, yes.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Thank you for watching.
Peace.
Guys. Double Threat interview at Lakeside Legends. We're out.
He's so bad. Go up with the fucking
still
scuba
live. Yeah, I
diver.
know. If my mouse works, I can stop the stream. There we go.
Go have fun with Scuba Steve. Fuck off, Scuba Steve.
Dude, I was like, wait, are we not fucking recording because it said start recording?
Oh,
'Cause
fuck.
We
Oh,
just
yeah,
do
we're
that entire
streaming.
fuck- but that's
I want
not-
to